the early morning hours, I want to take you all the way back to 1:30, 1:45 a.m. when you left 34 Fairview on the 29th. After you dropped off the girls, where did you and Matt McCabe go?
We came home.
After you got home, you indicated that you went upstairs, correct?
Correct.
This is called
After
looping.
you went
You're
upstairs,
putting
you
her
indicated that you got on
answer
the phone.
into your next question.
Correct.
On your cell phone, correct? After you got on your cell phone, you indicated that you started searching for stuff.
Correct.
So if there's GPS, that you've seen the forensic extraction or part of it, correct?
Which one are you referring
Your
to?
phone. The forensic extraction of your phone.
I saw what you showed me yesterday from Celebrate.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
From Celebrite, part of it.
I saw, yeah, the phone calls, yes.
Okay. You're aware that that extraction shows that you got home after 2 a.m. or so that would be generally correct.
Correct.
The Celebrite extraction shows from your Apple Health data that you actually went up a set of stairs. That would be accurate, correct?
Accurate.
After you opened up Safari, you indicated that you Google searched something about ozone basketball. Is that right?
Yes.
That was sometime after 2 a.m., right?
Yes.
What was so important about ozone basketball at 2 a.m. that it couldn't wait until the morning? Why did you search it then?
Well, first I was home, I was wide awake, and I had been texting about a basketball chat, and basketball was clearly on my mind. My daughter had been invited to join a team. I didn't know much about the team, so I just was like Googling to see, because the woman who had given my daughter the offer had wanted an answer.
So you say that basketball was on your mind.
By the way, notice how
Yes.
she turns to the jury like a professional.
What else on your mind? That early morning hour time frame.
Don't believe so.
Ms. McCabe, if you wanted to know, in general, how long it takes for a human being to pass away because of exposure to extreme temperatures, right? If you wanted to know the answer to that, what would you Google search? What phrase would you use?
I'm not sure. All I recall is what the defendant asked me to Google in the morning.
If you wanted to know, I'm asking a different question.
That's right. He's
If
asking a
you
different
personally
question.
wanted to know, how long does it take for a person to die of exposure due to extreme temperatures? What would you put in? What phrase would you use?
Objection.
Sustained.
Well, we don't have to guess at the phrase that you would use if you wanted to know something about dying of hypothermia, do we? Because you actually Google searched it.
Objection.
Sustained. Ask that differently, please.
Did you, in fact, use a phrase to Google search how long it takes for someone to die of extreme temperatures?
I did in the morning at the request of your client.
Okay. And what phrase did you use?
I'm not sure.
See how she leans in like that? To,
Correct. I was.
She's
2.5 years of this,
Making
you don't
that
know
point
the
she
phrase
wants.
that you used?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
There's so many lies
Okay,
and
there's no
misconceptions
question.
on social media.
No question.
Oh, I apologize.
Okay.
It's getting a little testy here.
Are you telling me you don't remember what Google search you put in?
Karen was screaming. My hands were shaking, and she was saying, Google hypothermia, how long does it take to die in the cold?
And what phrase did you put in your phone? I'm just asking you to say it.
Why don't you show me it?
You literally don't
Arguing.
remember?
Again, she was screaming, Google hypothermia, how long does it take to die in the cold?
How about,
And I picked up my phone and I started Googling.
and you literally to this day, right now, under oath, you're saying you don't remember that phrase that you used.
Objection.
She's a
I'll
little
allow it.
dry
Is that what you're
tongue.
saying?
I'm saying that at her,
Do you remember it or do you not, Ms. McCabe? That's a simple question.
that morning, I don't remember specifically what I Googled, but I do know what you've put out to the social media.
How about this? Hoss long to die in cold. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, it's been
Why
everywhere
does that sound so familiar?
because you've put it out in social media.
Well, I haven't put anything out in social media because I don't personally have social media.
I'm sorry, Turtle Boy did.
So if the world happens to know it, that's not on me, is it?
I guess not.
I guess not. How long to die in cold is what you put in to the Google search, right?
If you say so.
Is there a reason that you don't want to admit to that?
Absolutely not.
It's a simple question, right?
No reason.
So say it. What Google search did you use?
Objection.
Sustained.
That should not have been sustained. She didn't answer the question.
Of course not.
And by the way, we're going to get to the point that that's the only search on her phone that was deleted. Prosecution theory.
Yes, the prosecution theory, which sounds more like a defense theory, if you ask me. Very defensive.
You were seeking at some point to Google how long to die in the cold, correct?
Correct.
And you made a mistake and mistakenly typed long to die in cold, correct?
If you could show me it, I'd
Oh
appreciate
my
it.
gosh.
So then, flash forward to sometime after 6 a.m., you're on the side of the road and the defendant asks you to conduct or look up something with regard to hypothermia or how long to die in the cold, correct?
Correct.
So when you open that up and you go into Google, did you open up a new tab or did you just sort of go into what you had already open in the Safari tab?
I went to what I already had opened.
And that's where you performed the search, is that right?
Excuse me?
That's where you performed the search that you were just being asked about?
Yes.
And you never made any search like that at 2:27 in the morning, correct?
I did not know.
Now,
Just stop a second, Michael. One of the things I'm thinking about now, because he said it again, she said that Karen Reed asked her to search hypothermia, right? She then searches how long to die in the cold, right?
Right,
How long to die in the cold. That's
Right.
like two separate things. Could you research hypothermia? So you would put in hypothermia, right?
'Cause you can be alive and have hypothermia.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how long? But the search is how long. We know this is a mistake. How long is sort of to die in the cold. So that's two separate things. I'm not sure. I think the defense can do something with that because I think that's a real. That's a difference. That's an absolute. difference.
And it also puts it on her, since she did the search, the one she admits to having been done at 6 something. She must have then interpreted hypothermia, right?
Right.
She in her
Hypothermia,
brain
right.
said, "Oh, hypothermia means how
Dead.
long to die in the cold,"
Right.
which it doesn't mean. That's an interesting
Right.
point.
Yeah.
She's again reinforcing with the jury every time she talks about what was going on with the search with the basketball and the other team and the scores. That for her is important that she get eye contact with the jury. So, what would your body language expert suggest about that? That it's something manufactured that she wants to make sure she gets across. I mean, why is that nugget so important?
That's look at me, I'm just the mom, they're just a witness. But when we get to the other stuff, we don't do that. We're intent on the other things. But that hypothermia and how long to die in the cold, that's two separate issues. So even if Karen Reed said, could you research hypothermia? Then she says to die in the cold. Why is she automatically assumed dead? Okay.
Yeah, I guess, and I think there is a legitimate answer, but I think the subject should be poked. And the legitimate answer might just be, well, I don't even know how to spell that, and I just interpreted that as.
Oh boy.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just I'm throwing it out there.
Okay.
I'm anticipating. That's what I'm doing.